Okay, it's Nene Dude. I don't normally do videos. I rarely do videos, but I wanted to come on the record about the whole Blaqueindigo situation. I joined YouTube a long time ago, a while ago, and my main reason for joining was that there are always videos about, black empowerment. And for me, it was important just to have a community of people who believe what I believe, and people who I can learn from, people I can share things with. And I think it's important. I mean, it's a good way to organize. It's a good way to start spreading information about really organizing whatever kind of community the black consciousness community is going to become. Saying that, Blaqueindigo is one of the first ones that I also watched. I cannot say for sure. I won't even lie. I never used the term I looked up to somebody, because I never did. I'm a grown woman. Looking up to another woman, to me, nah. Unless she's an elder, yeah, maybe she's been through all that I've been through and more. So yeah, I can see myself as looking up to an elder, but never saw her as someone I looked up to. I admired her, I respected her, and of course all other things that most of us did. That being said, I didn't put her on any pedestal. She was not someone I was looking at like she was a god. I had to follow Blaqueindigo, and therefore her downfall was not something that I felt was an affront to the black empowerment community at all. I don't see it as being something that is going to damage the community in any way. It really is a person who did something wrong, they made a mistake, and let's move on from it. What has upset me recently is that there are all kind of people on YouTube, people that also watch their videos, who have come out against her. Many have come out in support of her. Many have forgiven her and have tried to help her to, I guess, redeem herself in some way, or on the path of redeeming herself in some way. But to me, it just really seems like there's a lot of self-hatred going on. And what I mean by that is that this is a fine line between giving someone correction and giving someone some guidance and maybe, softly, restoring a person. But it's very different. It's a fine line between that and going to the next level when you're trying to attack a person. And when you spend hours and hours in, videos upon video, defaming somebody and continuing to bring that person down, it seems like to me that a lot of people are kind of, getting close to the self-hatred area, and I think we need to be very careful that we don't take this one opportunity as, make us all downfall. We don't need to just go into wanting to destroy her name and to, all of that. I think people feel so hurt by it because they really worship the woman, or they really, to some weird extent, had her on some kind of, unreal expectations for how someone should act. People do what they do all the time. We all sin, we all fall short, we all got our little stuff with us, whatever it might be, but we all have to find some way to come together. There has to be a way where we can stop letting these petty little things get in the way of what really we should be doing, and that's working towards making the black community a better community and doing whatever we can do to start that change. When you start to spend hours upon hours on defaming of a woman, I've seen people who have their entire username dedicated to tearing down a black woman. I mean, your whole username is to put down a black woman. Who are you really helping? You're not helping nobody but yourself and the white man, the man who wants to destroy your people. Not saying all whites are racist. Let's get that right. Not all of them are racist. Not all white people are out for destruction of the black man, but a lot of white people are. And a lot of them do sit back and plot and plan how ways to, throw salt in our game, pretty much. And I think a lot of us don't see it coming. We don't see ourselves, falling into those patterns very often because we're not as conscious as we should be. Be conscious not only of Africa and conscious of, our social predicament in America, but also of your own actions and what you're doing and what you might be doing to hurt somebody else. There are plenty of brothers on YouTube who have videos that are, dedicated to discussing how black women are just, the worst creatures on earth. And to me, I understand, yeah, some people are just dead wrong and need to be corrected, of course. But when you spend your entire channel, all your energy towards saying black women are sorry or sad or terrible or whatever it might be, that is basically the work of the enemy. It really is. There's no other way around it. You are working for somebody else. And I think that we in the black community got to start being a lot more conscious about who we listen to and about what they're telling us. A lot of people have their own religious, ideologies, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Respect mine. Respect mine, I respect yours, and let's not let that be a stumbling block to us doing things in the black community. I think a lot of times people, we take all these things we learn from society, like, how to, in religion, for instance, there's always a leader. There's always somebody who's going to lead everybody, somebody who's in charge of everything. And I think a lot of times we take that into other areas, like in the whole black consciousness thing. And that's why I think her downfall was such a huge, shock to everybody. Oh my God, I worship you. Now here you are doing something wrong and da-da-da-da. I understand she was wrong. She made a mistake, you know what I'm saying? And we all do. And I was surprised by that too, because I watch her videos and I see her perspective on a lot of things, and to see her, blatantly go against that and counter what she's been saying for all this time, it's quite shocking and it's sad, and I see her channel is now closed and we probably won't see her again, but I really hope that she comes back. And I hope that she comes back stronger and she's a new person. She makes some changes in her life, and maybe she can be a better person as a result of it. But I think we also need to accept her back. It shouldn't be just to turn your back on somebody and, oh, we don't care about you, you out, da 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 da. To me, it shouldn't be just that cut and dry. I think there are many things in the black community that we should be doing, that we could be doing, that not many of us are doing, that can empower us. First of all, start with your own life. Start with your own situation. With me, I've just been focusing on me. I'm focusing on my family, taking care of my little village, my family, my village, and just trying to do my best for them. Be there for them as far as helping my little cousin get a job, help her do a resume. You know what I'm saying? I've done that. Let a cousin stay with me for a few months on his feet. Loan somebody some money. You know what I'm saying? I have a job, and maybe many of us don't. Loan somebody some money, you know what I'm saying? Not even that, but just be that person in the family around those who are in your direct, influence. Try to encourage them, try to uplift them, try to give your energy and time to them, and that to me is a way that you can show your black consciousness. It's not always in you have to go on the street and preach something to somebody. I've been seeing a lot of people a part of the Black Israelite community in D.C. I'm from D.C. And every Friday I see them either in Chinatown, or I used to see them downtown near my job, actually. And they're on a corner preaching and cursing every damn body out, cursing the white man out, cursing the black woman out, cursing the black man out, cursing everybody under the sun out. And to me, it's counterproductive. It's counterproductive and it's destructive. And to me, it's downright dangerous. I don't want any affiliation with that. If that's what you want to do, that's your more power. But I do not want to be affiliated with a group like that. So keep it real. I think there's a lot of people on YouTube who are a part of that community, and I've learned much from many of them. But I do think that it's a fine line between, religion should not be something that we allow to divide us, and religion has divided us. Class has also divided us. So many of us are not educated, maybe, and those who are feel the need to assert their superiority or their perceived superiority over other people. And to me, that's just destructive. It's just, once again, it just is counterproductive. We need to start focusing on doing things that are going to lift us up and empower us and help us to be active and be more active and more effective at helping each other. And I think that it's going to start with maybe redefining what black consciousness is, or maybe actually officially defining what it is, and discussing whether or not religion should have as strong a position as we see it in many different people. A lot of people who are conscious believe in, eating only vegetables, vegan lifestyle, and that's all good. Enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? I will be eating pork till the day I die, and I'm very conscious of what it does to my body. And I work out, and I'm fine. And we've been living off since slavery. We are fine. You know what I'm saying? But I understand where they're coming from. But I think that we need to be careful we don't allow these differences to be divisive, and we have. And it's sad because, like, black people, you want to see us lift up and do right, but then you see how even among people in the so-called conscious community, they can't even get together. Like crabs in a barrel, you know what I'm saying? We have allowed little small things to divide us, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he don't say hotep. oh, this one doesn't say this, oh, this one's a Christian, oh, this one's a Muslim, oh, this one's a so-and-so, this one's gay, you know what I'm saying, whatever it might be. Those things should not be allowed to divide people in the the conscious community, in any community at all, you know what I'm saying, but especially the conscious community, because it's so small, and it's still a blossoming community. I think that at this point we need to start defining exactly what this means, you know, what do we believe, what are our principles, you know what I'm saying, what exactly, I think Queen of Fama had a video to this extent, and I watched her videos. I don't believe everything she says. I don't believe everything that anyone says. I watch Angel Snup Snup. I watch Mr. Hoslip. Forgive me if I said it wrong. But I watch everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I love everybody's videos, but I don't see them as being any kind of God or, you know, whatever. I love them all for different reasons. But I think despite our differences, my differences with all of them, I think they all have a genuine love and respect for our community, and they all want to see a community do well, and they want to see the black community to be a better community today, tomorrow, than it is today. And, you know, I'm the same way, so I see that as common ground, and I kind of stand on that. And, you know, a lot of people, you know, on YouTube want you to focus on, you know, Africa. And I love Africa. We all love Africa. We all came from there, you know what I'm saying? But let's be honest, people. We had not been to Africa for a long time. We are not African anymore. We have African blood in our veins, but that really is the extent of how African we really are. Now, people out there say things like, you know, there are African retentions that we have, and, you know, whether or not there are or not, you know, I know people say that our desire to be spiritual is a remnant of, you know, our life in Africa before slavery, and how communities were structured, and how people worshipped. And I can see all that. There are things that are there, but they're really, to try to build on an African history, we can't do that. We have to approach Africa really, as most outsiders view Africa, as someone who's coming inside from the outside, and learning the culture, learning about different you know, dialects, learning about the history of Africa, learning about how Africa was destroyed by the white man, and learning about how we don't want to see ourselves get destroyed, you know what I'm saying, worse than we already are. I think it has to happen like that. I think that we need to not fall prey to the same things that have happened in the past to us in the black community. Think about it. When Malcolm X died, and when Martin Luther King died, and other leaders, Medgar Evers, whoever it might be, they passed away, the movement took a hit. Whether or not it stopped completely is neither here or there, but it took a hit. And I think that we got to function like the Taliban, you know what I'm saying? Not like the Taliban exactly, but like the Taliban in a way that when someone dies in the Taliban, somebody else come in position and step right up and get everyone in position. And that's the way that it should be. It should be a continuation of leadership. And honestly, there is not going to be a one black leader. There's going to be multiple black leaders. We all are black leaders. We all have the ability to affect change in our own communities, our own families, and we need to do that. And we have to start with ourselves. But I became so pissed off because I'm watching all these videos, and there are brothers on the videos just grinning. This is cooning and grinning all hard. Blaqueindigo is a hoe. Oh my God! You are worse than KKK. You are worse than the Klan to me. When men sit there and dedicate hours upon hours hating on a woman, you know what I'm saying? I am at a loss for words. I don't know what to say. I don't. You know, so I just want to encourage everybody in the black conscious community to not allow this one situation to, you know, destroy our little fledgling community, but to allow it to be a lesson to all of us not to worship anybody and not to see anybody as being beyond reproach, because we all have our sins, we all have our shortcomings, and we will continue to mess up. But I think that black consciousness should not just be a thing that you just turn on or turn off. You can't turn it on or just turn it off. I think black consciousness is an issue of, you know, a growth. I think black consciousness is not a switch you can turn on or turn off. I think it's rather a progression of learning and growing as a person, and evolving as an individual, learning from what you've already known. I remember when I was a little kid, the first book I ever read from cover to cover that no one made me read was the autobiography of Malcolm X. It was Malcolm X all day long. I read that book when I was a little, 10 years old, I think I was, or a little younger than 10 years old. And it was the first book I read by myself, and it was the first book I ever really got into. And from that time on, my awareness of my community has grown. It has grown by leaps and bounds, and it will continue to grow. It will grow until the day I die. And I don't see my consciousness as something that has just happened, and I'm now aware, I'm now in the know. I think it's more progression in time and just learning and becoming the woman that I am and the woman that I want to be someday. And I think I think when we stop growing as people, we just might as well go ahead and die, And so I think that we have to continue to just, become better as we go along. I feel like a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of black conscious people on YouTube have come out and said that black consciousness is something that you either or you aren't, a thing that you kind of have or you do not have, or that at some point you were not conscious and at some point you became conscious. I don't really see it totally as a switch you can turn on or turn off. I think it is more of a progression. It's more of an awareness that grows over time. You evolve into a person who is more and more conscious of things that are around you. The whole term consciousness in general to me doesn't make sense, because we're all conscious. Is that we're all conscious of different things. Some of us are more conscious than others. So maybe there needs to be an entirely different movement altogether, where maybe we're not looped into this large category. So we can't agree on certain parameters of black consciousness, and I think we all just scrap the whole thing together, and you guys, you Israelites, go to Israelite corner, and y'all Christian ones go to Christian corner, and y'all, so you know what I'm saying, if you want to be all these different things, then okay, cool, but at some point the greater good needs to prevail. The group needs to come together as a whole in all different little facets and decide what we all have in common, what's our common ground, and what can we say is going to be our strategy going forward. And the strategy is a good word, because if we had strategy, we would know this already. We would know that the continual tearing down of people in your own community, when you don't even spend that much time hating on nobody else. You have not gone on TV not one time, or on YouTube not one time, talking about how you don't like when Barbara Bush made a nasty ass comment about people in Katrina. Y'all didn't go there. Y'all didn't go there when all this happened with President Obama. Y'all not gone there for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That affects our community. You know what I'm saying? That every single day. But yet you spend hours upon hours